I think that you will get something from this town especially, doing a jazz thing from this is a hard, jazz has had to survive here. And because of this being a tough place for jazz to survive, then I think you're going to be able to really feel and find how jazz is.
I got papers on you, baby, you better do what I say. I got papers on you, baby, you better do what I say. Do everything I tell you and it's gonna be okay. I got papers on you, baby, I mean in black and white. I got papers on you, baby, I mean it in black and white. Do just what I tell you, everything is gonna be alright. The red light means stop, the green light means go. I'm gonna tell you just once, I ain't gonna tell you no more. I got papers on you, baby. You better do what I say. Do what I tell you, darling, and everything's gonna be okay. Yeah.
I think the trouble with most people when they think about jazz and jazz men is they have a cliche. I think they have a cliche knowledge of what has been shoved down their throats of what jazz people and jazz men are. And it isn't that way at all.
Yeah, it's very different.
Very different.
I think we're one of the few authentic jazz groups with something to say, an individual thing to say. We're mostly a rhythmic band rather than any far-out music.
Right,
you know,
yeah.
But to me, that is jazz, more than anything.
Getting right down to basics.
Well, just
blowing,
make sure that everybody feels the same way.
Right, and feels good and blows and happy, yeah.
Jazz is, to me, I couldn't live without it. If you want to really get down to cases, you know, I couldn't.
Well, you tried to give up jazz once, didn't you? Tried to give up music anyway.
Well, I tried, but actually, deep down, I still wanted to play.
Even though you sold your horn?
Yeah. But I wanted to play what I wanted to play, you know. Like DT's group is strictly a free-blowing, free-swinging group. You know, no holds barred. So if you goof now and then, well, who cares? As long as the feeling's there.
You're influenced by all the drummers because there are so many good ones. That's one reason why I don't really want to go to New York. Because I feel if I do go to New York, I'm just going to sound like another Philly Joe Jones, you know?
What made you start getting into
know.
jazz?
I just didn't want to work during the day. So I had to do something.
Who started you digging jazz? Like, just picked it up,
No,
like from
just
listening, or what?
Records.
Records?
Listening to records. I tried piano.
How did you make it?
Didn't make it.
Why?
I tried trumpet.
Couldn't make it?
Couldn't make it.
Tried all the melodic instruments, right?
So I got a pair of brushes.
Made it.
Everything was all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
I
Yeah.
had to do something.
Yeah, man.
If you play in the rhythm section, you have to do something because the guys in the playing, they demand so much. You have to, there is no other way. If you don't, so you goof and you don't belong. And if you just have to work, you have to work and sweat and work. Archie is a guy. I never worked with drummer. I work with a lot of drummers.
He's a cooker.
Never worked with a drummer like Archie is. Never in my life. Never yet. Some people, they have it easy, you know. I mean, in other professions, you study, you finish, and see, but us,
and then you put a little shingle outside, and you say that's what you are,
yeah.
and that's what you are. But in jazz, it's
see, but
it's not that way.
You never finished in jazz, and you have to fight for it very hard to get somewhere, to get any place. And
you must like Ray Brown.
Oh, I love him. It's the greatest bass player in the world. For he is. Let's face it.
Right,
as a technician and as
sound and technician and everything.
Intonation,
yeah.
Ideas, because it's amazing what this guy is doing with. That's his invention. That's his. He play himself. Right? And I never will be able to play the same like Ray Brown because he's a genius. And, I mean, like instrument like bass, which is a very unhandy instrument. See, and there is
very. Well, he means
it's see, like the notes, the sound is too it's apart. You have to jump. See, and what this guy does, the shortcuts he takes, it's amazing. Bass is a hard instrument to master. Sometimes you achieve something and you're very happy about it. And then you go along and see somebody else, and you just you get disappointed and disgusted and start all over again. You know, because I mean, in jazz it's a tough life. It's little things. You go to play and you feel good, and things happen. It's a little thing that puts you off, as we say.
That's right. Spoil everything. You can't get back into a groove again, or.
Little thing, you tie your shoes and your shoelace breaks, and I mean it's such you get mad and you haven't got the same feeling. I mean it's a little thing, you know. or you late for a gig and you go there and what I like personally about is the thing, if I go to a place, I like to be there about half an hour before, smell the place. See, get used to it, you know, just to look around and see the people and you know, or peek through the hole in the curtain and see it, you know, what's going on. Then you get familiar and I mean, it takes a while to understand jazz, but when you do, or when you're in it, so you're really hooked, you know.
We have a different aim in comparison, I think, with most jazz groups. We feel that there are many facets of jazz. I mean, everybody is aware that there are many facets of jazz, but the aim of our group is to be able to play in many different feelings of jazz. If we are doing a heavy, deep-colored blues or a work song, then we would like to do it and feel comfortable because we have the knowledge of how to do it and how to feel it. If we're doing some free form, where we just allow ourselves the freedom of doing anything we want to, then we would like to be able to do that too. There are many other things in jazz we're trying to strive for, a freedom in jazz. We're trying to strive, especially vocal freedom is something I want to try and get. We want to break out of that restriction. Sometimes when I want to sing a certain line, I have to change the words, and I have to change the words on the spot. I have to change the words right away because I have just thought of a phrase that I've never sung before. Whether you even want to take a piece of Bach and use it, there's a very pretty tree. For instance, Lenny found a piece of Bach that we could take as a slow jazz ballad and enjoy. And so he wants me to write some words to it, which I will. Just a new thing. We'll take it and we will tell the people that is Bach. We won't try to shade it or anything. It's good. Part's good.
There's 5 parts, and that was 3 of the 5 parts. There was 2.
Which one of the other ones? One of the other parts?
There was 2.5.
Oh yeah, but then there's another part that goes da 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 da. And she goes da 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 da, right the vamp little thing. Da 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 da. Now here's the best part. Da da da. Here's the best part. Da 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 da. Da 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 No.
We just played that.
That's the part we just did. Right?
No. Here's the part.
Yeah.
You know that part? No, I'm a little bit mixed up.
This part is actually up.
Audience, the House of Hamburg, awfully glad to introduce and have with us Alf Jones, leader and trombonist extraordinary jazz. With him is Mike Snow on the piano and Teddy Forster on the bass, very fine. Larry Dubin on the percussion. Delighted. Go to it, also. First we started, you know, we were still Toronto the Blue or Toronto the Good or something. I remember, by the way, they always used to say to me, well, Mr. Hamburg, what church do you go to? I said, I don't drink. They said, thank you very much, pass, friend. Yeah. So, well, that sort of feeling, you know, nowadays it's a little broader and, you know, and so where were we?
Well, you actually brought jazz up the Humber River. Is that
via the Don, via the Volga, exactly, yes. I always liked, I always liked dance music. I always liked the music they did in the variety shows and so on. I always used to go to the pit and listen and enjoy myself. I could not be an ivory towered snob, excuse me, you know.
Maybe I'm like sort of schizoid or something, but I think of painting as being like a very different thing from my playing. And I mean, there are relationships undoubtedly, but the thing about painting, it seems to me, and like the plastic thing, sculpture and all these things, is that you fix things. It's like a thing that becomes finite. It's a stop thing, you know? Doesn't move. That's its virtue, you know? But I think like jazz is a thing that is a thing that you, which is in life, you know, that you shape time with. It's like film, you know. But that's not what I'm doing. I'm like starting with one form, which is like,
you're in
say,
a different
working
bag.
with a brush that's the shape of a woman.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, that's not what it's like. I start with that. Like, instead of stretching like a rectangular canvas, I start with that figure. I didn't know, of course, what would happen, but I wanted to try to work within one form and try to make the variations within one basic form, you know, that is meaningful. It's hard to explain, but well, this is like blues, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
This
just
is
like
the idea. It's like say you take a restricted form, which you know, the 12-bar blues, out of which an infinite number of beautiful things would be created every day, every night, you know.
Can I ask a question? Is there such a thing as saying, have you got any goal in mind?
Well, I'm very interested in art.
Yes?
And I really am, very, you know.
Yes, I mean it. I know this.
Well, I think that answers your question.
Okay.
You know, I really mean that.
Well, let's
How
talk
can you,
about something
no,
else.
how can you say, like I am now an artist and a musician, and that's what I'm committed to, in a sense, you know, like this is my life.
You know, this is the part that hangs. I'm hung up about this too.
But you don't know the clarity of it. With Monk, you know that, like, his whole life is a thing that has all, like, in his life, I'm sure, the relationships that are in his music, but time and all these things are in his life as well. Well, I think that's an ideal.
I was just wondering whether you would.
Hawkins and Sonny Rollins,
Whoa,
I would
wow.
say, are also
Sure they are.
people who are alive, are real.
Yes, they are.
And everything they do is a thing. When they play, it is a thing, you know, which is like walking down the street. And I mean, it's much more important, but it's related. There's no difference, you know. Well, you know,
It's just that if you are snow, then therefore your music and your paintings are going to be relative.
yeah, they're going to be what.
Even though you
what I
don't
do.
want them to be.
Well, no,
Like
I
you tell
do
me.
want them to be, but I think that they, like, oh, you've done it. A woman like your face.
I just took her form and did her all up all kinds of.
That was very good.